Hey, everybody. It is yours truly, Dr. Shamika Dean. And this is day 3 of the 7-day YouTube live challenge, which, of course, y'all know I'm always amped, excited, and ready for a challenge, right? Because I just strongly believe that if it doesn't challenge you, it will not change you. And so, come on in as you're tuning in. Make sure, hey, is that Nidra? I see Accountant's Corner. I think that's Nidra, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so thank y'all so much for tuning in. As you're tuning in, make sure that you invite others to join. So just simply click share and invite others to join us. Again, this is the 7-day YouTube live challenge. And so I have gathered influencers, business owners from all over to join this challenge with me, because one thing I know about live video is it is literally the highest form of video marketing, the highest converting form of video marketing. And it's how I was able to grow my YouTube channel, Shamika Dean, from 0 to over 30,000 subscribers in 6 months without paying for ads or any affiliates or any of that. And so I decided, listen, what better way to help others by showing them exactly what I did. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Shout yourself out in the comment section so that I will know that you're here. If you don't comment, I won't know you're here and I won't be able to engage with you. So, again, hey Nidra, hey Saykon, hey Dawn, how are you? Glad to see you all here on this chat, on this live video. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Click the little bell next to subscribe so that you can be notified every time I go live and every time I upload new content. So how many of y'all are excited about today's content? I just want to know that you really want to be here. So I need you to let me know if you are excited about this video, because this is going to be a goodie. Okay, it's going to be a good one. And so yeah, so just comment real quick in the chat box and let me know, because I'm gonna drop some gems on y'all today. Okay. I normally come in dancing on my videos, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of, just real quick for the one time. So y'all can always be used to it. So you already know. All right. So good. Yes, I love emojis. I absolutely love emojis. So thank you for putting those emojis in the comment. Hey, the Phoenix Oasis, thank you for joining. So yeah, make sure again that you share and invite others to join us on this broadcast. And I am going to go ahead and get into the topic today. So today we're talking about customers versus culprits. And I'm going to start this thing out like this. And I want you to do this for me. I do this with every video. I'm going to give you a statement. I want you to take that statement and share this video with that caption. Okay. So I want y'all to hear me and hear me good. Listen, all money ain't good money. Yeah, the doctor said it. Okay. I know that's not proper English, proper grammar, but all money ain't good money. Some money is just paid misery. Whew. I think that's enough for like a whole offering right there. Like, seriously, if I know anything about this business and if there was anything that I wish people would have taught me when I first started, is seriously that all money ain't good money. And I wish someone would have taught me early on how to avoid paid misery. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our topic, because again, I want to make sure that you know how you can avoid it. Right. And that's something that I don't believe a lot of people teach beginning entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, is how in the world do you keep yourself from being paid misery? Let me tell y'all something. Peace is priceless. Oh, I think I'm dropping bars. My son-in-law right here. Was that a bar? Yeah, he said that was a bar. So it was a bar. Okay. So peace is priceless. And so again, just because they are willing to pay that invoice does not mean that you need to accept them as a customer. I'm telling you, peace is something that you cannot pay for, that people shouldn't be able to pay you for, and it is literally priceless. So again, drop that, type peace is priceless. If you're just tuning in, type peace is priceless, but I want you to make that the caption as you share this video. So if you are ready to get started, type ready in the comment section, because I'm going to give y'all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ways that you can identify a customer versus a culprit. Okay. So if you're ready, just type ready, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Okay, y'all are ready. Listen, y'all are ready. Hey, Mona, I see you here. So number one is to be clear. Now, one of the things that we are taught as business owners is who is your target audience, right? Who is your idea client? And so we teach about being clear. We talk so much about identifying who your client is that we don't teach the people to talk about who your client is not. Okay. So number one in identifying a customer versus a culprit and being able to avoid toxic clients is to be clear. Be clear not only about who you serve, but be clear about who you do not serve. Okay. So one of the things that when I'm talking to my clients and I'm helping them to identify their target audience, I say, who is that you do not want to work for? Like, who would literally be like the client from HE double hockey sticks that you know without a shadow of a doubt, this person is not a good fit for your program. This person is not someone that you will want to work with. Because your clarity is going to do 2 things. It's going to compel the right people and it's going to repel the wrong people. And the reason some of us attract toxic clients and we attract culprits versus customers is because we are not clear about who we do not want to work with. So I always teach people this. I said, listen, one person that the type of person I know I don't want to work with is an information hoarder. So what's that? A person who always gets a lot of information. They're going from program to program. They're getting freebie after freebie. They're getting all this information, but they lack implementation. And so information without implementation is just inspiration. I'm not here to inspire you. I'm here to help you get results. And if you are a person that literally gets information just so that you can satisfy the guilt of not really being productive and not implementing, I'm not the person for you. You are not my idea client, because I want people that are going to implement what I'm teaching them so that I can help them get results. And guess what? They're going to tell people that they were able to get results from working with me. That increases my credibility and it also increases my income. So again, be as clear about who you do not want to work with as you are about who you want to work with. That's the number one way that you will avoid a culprit and be able to attract the right customers. Okay, can somebody bring me a charger really quickly? Charge this because I'm using my hotspot on here. All right, so that was number one. Number two, if you're ready for number two, type number 2. This is really good stuff. Like, I need y'all to like blow up this comment section, this chat box, because these are really some good gems that I'm going to drop on y'all to help you identify that. Thank you. You got it? Oh. Bloopers. It's all good. Okay. It may have to stay on the floor. All right. Number 2 is clean. Somebody say, I got to clean up over again. All right. So number 2 is clean. So we are so quick to say, I don't want this person. I don't work with that person. But sometimes we are the toxic person. Sometimes we are the culprit and so that's why you need to make sure that you are not toxic, because you attract who you are, baby, and not who you pretend to be. I'm gonna clap for myself on that one. Again, you attract who you are and not who you pretend to be. So sometimes we are attracting culprits because we've been the culprit. Sometimes we are attracting culprits because we are the culprit. And we keep on attracting these toxic people to ourselves because we are like a magnet and we are drawing it right on in. Okay. So you got to make sure that you are not operating in toxicity yourself. Yeah. I knew that was going to step on some toes and y'all gonna be like, uh-oh. Oh, y'all didn't think I was going to tell you about yourself today, right? Because it sounds so good and feels so good to us when we can just point the fingers at everybody else. Boop, boop, boop. Not today. Because what? Shamika Dean is real. She's raw and she's relatable. So make sure that you're clean, that you're not the toxic person. And if there's toxicity in you, then you need to start cleaning that up so that you can close the door to culprits. All right. Number 3, if you're ready for number 3, type number 3, and I'm going to keep on giving y'all these gems today. Number three. I ain't moving it. I'm not moving until y'all move. Okay, there we go. Boom, here we are. All right. So number 3 is they are chronic complainers. Have you ever found that one person that is so pessimistic, right? And no matter how good something is, no matter how good it is, how it can be like borderline perfection, and they find the one wrong thing and they consistently complain. They can have a great day, but they'll say, you know what, it would have been better if it was 82 degrees outside and not 81, right? Or they look for something wrong. Like the very first thing that comes out of their mouth is something that is negative. They are always complaining. So chronic complainers, because here's the thing about character. Character is what it is. It doesn't matter what situation, your character is going to follow you wherever you go. So if they complain on their Facebook page all day, if they're complaining on Instagram all day, if they're complaining every Sunday at church, because the pastor gave them 2 hoops instead of 3, right? And if the pastor hollered, a little bit too loudly, they're finding something to complain about. That character is going to follow them as a customer. So number 3 is chronic complainers. Okay. Number 4 is this culprit behavior is that they do not respect boundaries. Remember, we talked about in yesterday's video, I talked about setting boundaries in business, right? So the person that literally doesn't take respect boundaries, and they may try to masquerade it as a rule breaker or a renegade or, a trendsetter. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing something differently, but I'm talking about the person that just simply does not respect boundaries, right? So, and you'll see that they don't respect boundaries because you have rules and regulations in place and they just do what they want to do. Like, I paid you. I don't care if your office hours are from 9 to 9. I paid you. So I'm going to contact you at 8:45 a.m. just because I can, right? So absolutely no boundaries. So number 4 is corporate behavior, such as no respect for boundaries. This is good. Woo, this is really good. Okay, if you're not ready for number 5, type number 5 in the comments, and I'm going to give y'all number 5. Don says, I have clients like that. Bouillon Smith is laughing. Yeah, listen, I'm not here to tell y'all the truth, okay? The Phoenix Oasis says, that is why you are Dr. Dean. Sometimes the doctor needs to pour alcohol on the wound to heal it. All right, so number 5 is challenging. Have you ever found that one person that literally challenges everything and they want to make it seem like they are a thought leader and that they just think differently? But the reality is they literally are just challenging for the sake of challenging. Now, I'm not saying that, they don't ask that they shouldn't ask questions. Like your client should always be able to ask questions to verify. If they're confused on something, then asking questions is perfectly fine. But no. I'm talking about this person. The person that questions everything. They question your policy, your pricing. They question your profitability. They question everything. And they're always trying to get you, to make an exception for them. Like they are the special one, like they are the golden child, right? So I don't care because you say that I can only reschedule 3 times. I think you should make an exception for me because I am who I am. Amen. They got the Joel Osteen going on, I am who God says I am. I can be who he says I can be, right? So, but they want to challenge you on everything. And the number one way that a person is not your client, y'all hear me and hear me well, And if you haven't shared the video, I want you to share with this right here with this caption: my customers will pay my prices. Share the video and make that your caption. If they are questioning you and they are questioning your prices and are trying to get you to lower your prices to to satisfy them, they are not your clients. Your clients, catch this, will pay your prices. If they are not willing to pay your prices, if they are questioning the value that you bring to the table and are not willing to invest what you have set as your price, they are not your customers. So if you know nothing else, know that. My husband is in the breeding business. And as we were building his brand, one thing I told him, I said, let me tell you something. I said, baby, I don't care if you charge $5,000 or $500. Your customers will not try to change your prices because your customers will see the value in what it is you have to offer. And when you set that standard and you are backing up the quality that you have, then you know that there's no need for you to change your price to appease someone else. Okay? So again, your customers will pay your prices. All right? Number 6, if you're ready for number 6, type number 6. Yes, you got to give them the showtime at the Apollo and just move them on out. See ya. Because I'm not changing my price to appease you, because I know who my audience is. I know the value I bring to the table, right? And because I know that, then I don't have to change my prices because you decide that it's not worth it. And this is a quote that I wrote back in 2012. Y'all can write this one down too. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Boom. I'm dropping bars. My daughter's in the kitchen talking about something. Yep, I remember that. I remember that. All right. So number 6 is contract. They refuse to sign the contract. That is a red light. Put on the red light. If they don't want to sign your contract, that is questionable behavior. Now, if your contract is whack, okay, if your contract is not clear, and you haven't done the due diligence to abide by the laws of creating a legitimate contract, then that's on you. But if you have done what you're supposed to do and you have a legitimate concrete contract in place and they don't want to sign it, run. I mean, like Forrest Gump run. I mean, run as fast as you can. Okay. Like Jenny said in Forrest Gump, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away from here. You need to say, pump the brakes. That is not your client. That will be a culprit, and that was going to be a customer that's going to take you through some misery. Okay. So if they don't want to follow the policies and the procedures, then that's a culprit. All right. Now, yes, run, Forrest, run. Okay. Now, number 7, if you're ready for number 7, type number 7. I didn't know this video was going to be this much fun, but this is like so much fun for me right now. Hey, Katina, I see you just tuned in. All right. If you're here and you haven't commented, comment so I can shout you out. Hey, Tamisa. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So number 7 is commitment issues. What am I talking about? Whew. They're always late. Doesn't keep the appointment, doesn't reschedule in an appropriate time. And here's another thing I'm going to tell you about when it comes to commitment issues. They can't even keep a job. Can't keep a job. Everything in their relationship is like on a cycle of short-term commitment. Relationships, jobs, appointments, always late. Always rescheduling. Always. Okay. And because time is valuable, time is priceless. You cannot get the time back that you have set a time on your schedule to serve this client. Now, again, when I'm telling you about commitment issues, you can look at the commitment issues child on their social media profile. People tell you everything about them for the most part on their social media profile these days. You don't even have to try to figure this thing out. Okay? You don't even have to figure it out. You're looking at them and they are not able to commit to anything. And you're like, oh my God, you just quit that job. You were on that job for 3 months. And then you just quit this job. You weren't on that job, but for 6 months. Like, oh my God, you have commitment issues. So you know that when you bring them in as a client, because remember, character follows you wherever you go, right? It doesn't change based on the position or the title. It literally shows up everywhere you go because that's who you are. So again, if they have commitment issues, that's a culprit. Culprit, I'm telling you. Okay. Number 8, if you're ready for number 8, type number 8. Type number 8. I only have 2 more for y'all. I didn't know this was going to be this good to me, but y'all need to be sharing this video because this is some good stuff. Nobody's teaching y'all like I'm teaching y'all. They teach y'all the surface level. They teach y'all the fluff. I'm teaching y'all the real out here. Okay. So number 8 is convincing. So you have to do much to convince them. You have to convince them that you're worth it. You have to convince them repeatedly that your processes and your procedures work, your strategies work. You have to convince them too much to work with you, right? This is one thing that I teach, and I think that's the difference between me and many others, is that I teach positioning over petitioning, right? And so what that means is I show up in excellence. I show up with results. I show up with value. I show up with proof, social proof, bank account proof. I show up with proof in my life that what I am working, what I am teaching, it works. And so if I have to go through the ringers just to convince you that what I say I can offer you is what it is, you're not the client for me. And so I teach you, again, I teach my clients positioning over petitioning. Listen, you are an expert in that particular area based on the experience that you have that produce the results that you have. And so the thing is, once you know that about yourself, it's going to exude in your confidence. It's going to exude in how you show up and how you're doing things. And so when you have testimonials and things like that have already shown people this, listen, you should not be on a phone call for any more than 20 minutes to literally sell yourself. Okay. Right. And so what I mean by that, when I do consultations with my clients, I'm not in the business to try to convince you. I'm going to literally show you what I can tell you, what I can do to help you. Right. And based on what you've told me, but I'm not spending 30, 45 minutes to convince you that you need to work with me. Because at that point, you're not convinced in yourself that you're going to do the work to get the results. And so I tell people this: investment is an internal belief system. Oh, that's a whole other subject, a whole other topic. But investment is an internal belief system. And 95% of the investment is about you believing that you're going to get a return based on the work that you're willing to put in to get the results. That's why I don't struggle with making an investment in myself. I don't. I do my research to see what results this particular person is, promising. And if it lines up with what I want, I'll make the investment. Why? Because I know I'm going to put in the work. I know that I'm going to do what's necessary to get a return on what I've invested. Because again, investment is an internal belief system. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the person believing in themselves and being willing to put in the work. So if you got to spend all this time trying to convince someone that you are the best thing since sliced bread, that's not the person for you. Okay? Not the person for you. All right. Now, number 9, if you're ready for number 9, type number 9, and we're going to get ready to close this thing out. I've done good. We're only 24 minutes in. We are only 24 minutes in. Man, y'all are paying attention. So y'all are really loving it. Okay. So number 9 is confidence. They lack the confidence, and this kind of goes and piggybacks off of what I was just talking about, but they lack the confidence to even be able to complete the assignment. They lack the confidence to even be able to believe in themselves. And here's the thing. You don't have to be cocky. You don't have to be arrogant, but you have to have enough confidence that you can do this. Because for me personally, I'm not a coach, I'm a strategist. And so I provide strategies to people who are confident enough in what they bring to the table, confident enough that they're to do the work, confident enough that they're going to get a return. And so if they are, unless you're a coach, that they lack confidence in being able to do this, I'm gonna tell you something. You will be biting off a whole lot more than you can chew, especially when you have a system that is already created that you know yields results. If they don't have that confidence, it is going to be paid misery. Okay. So I'm going to run back through these one more time for the one time. And if you're just tuning in, for all of my replay watchers, do me a favor, be nice, share the wealth, make sure that you are inviting others to watch this video, because like I said, I've been dropping gems on y'all the whole time, and I gave y'all 9 of them. Normally I only do like 3 to 5-ish. That's normally my target, but I gave y'all 9. So number 1 is clear. Be clear about who you do not serve. Okay. Who you do not serve. I'm going to answer questions as soon as I get through running through this. Okay. Number 2, clean. Make sure you're not the culprit. Make sure you're not the toxic person, because you attract who you are, not who you pretend to be. Number 3 is chronic complainers, pessimistic. No matter how good something is, they always are the first to point out the negative. They point out the negative first, and they continue to complain about everything. Culprit behavior is number 4. Number 4, culprit behavior. No respect for boundaries. They don't respect your time. They don't respect your policies or your procedures. Number 5, challenging. They challenge every single thing. They question everything, not for clarity, but simply because they have trust issues. And they're always trying to get you to, to change your price to suit them, or change what you do to suit them. Number 6 is contract. They just refuse to sign the contract, or they are nitpicking and tearing down the contract. Okay, well, what about this? What about that? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be wise and know what the contract entails. That's wisdom. But I'm saying that they're just literally just questioning everything and don't want to sign the contract. They're trying to get you to go around it. And if they get you to go around it, guess what? They can now go back, do a recall, or what do they call when they, do the payment? Dispute. They can do a dispute, and then there you are, you've done all the work, and they get their money back. So you literally lost out. Number 7, commitment issues. They're always late, always rescheduling. They do not make your time and or you a priority. Number 8, you have to do convincing. That means you have to do too much to convince them that you are worth what you say you are, and you can do what you promised them you could do. Number 9, confidence lacking. So they lack the confidence in themselves, and they lack confidence in the product. So that is the difference. That's how you identify a toxic client. And these are some of the red lights and the signs that you need to be paying attention to. So again, remember, I said that overall is character. So when you look at everything that I've talked about, it all has to do with character. And so you can see these characteristics and these character traits in them before you ever sign them. You can look at their profile. You can look at, what they've done in other areas of their lives. And you can do that by asking, doing questionnaires and surveys, so that you'll know off top, nah, this is not going to work. This is just simply not going to work. Okay. So these 9 steps will literally help you to know the signs of a toxic person, the signs of a customer or client from HE double hockey sticks, the signs of a culprit. This is how you would identify a toxic person, toxic client, toxic customer. This is how you identify toxicity, because again, it is a character trait. And so this is how you identify the true character of a person before you take that cash, because all money ain't good money. Some money is just paid misery. All right. So any questions real quick? We are 29 minutes in. I'm going to take about 5 minutes to ask or answer any questions that you may have. If you do not have questions, just simply type no questions. That way I'm not sitting, just wondering and waiting. And if you haven't followed me on social media, follow me on Instagram at Dr. Shamika Dean. Follow me on Facebook at Shamika Dean. And check out my website. I have some pretty cool courses and programs. There are even some freebies on my website, and that is Shamika Dean as well. So someone asked a question, coach strategist, what's the difference? I would highly recommend, Tynesha, that you go back and watch day one of the challenge, because I actually answered that in detail on that. Was it day one or day two? It's either day one or day two. Right in the beginning, I actually answered that, the difference between a coach and a strategist. And I actually have a video on this page that says coach or strategist. Okay, Saquon says, I was cooking, couldn't type like I wanted. That's fine. If you have questions, hit me up now. All right. Okay, Saquon says, I never buy anything if I have to be convinced. When I feel like the person is convincing me, it's a problem. Confidence is king. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I had so much fun with this video, y'all. Like, for real. I think this has been one of my most fun ones yet. Hey, Bianca, I saw you tune in. I love the engagement. All right. And last but not least, again, if you haven't shared, please share. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Click the bell next to subscribe so that you can be notified when I go live. And once this video posts, I ask that you do this one thing for me. Go to the actual video once it posts. So when I end this, go to the video and comment your biggest takeaway from this content. I want to hear from you. Okay. Comment your biggest takeaway from this content. Okay, so St. James Home Staging says, have you ever had to chase your money? If so, how did you structure differently? What do you mean by chase my money? Do you mean by go after someone who didn't pay? Or give me a little bit more insight on what you mean by that, because I want to make sure that I answer you properly. Thank you, Katina. Hey, Katina. When people owe you for services rendered, I haven't had that to happen. So yeah, I didn't have that to happen, but I have had some things to happen to me where a customer did a chargeback and she had already gotten my content and I couldn't get that back. And so what I did was, number one, I changed the payment processor, because I learned that they were always favoring on behalf of the customer and not the business owner, even when the business owner could prove without a shadow of a doubt that that customer got exactly what they were paying for. I do lots of different things to protect myself as a business owner. So everything I do, whether it is the consultation, my one-on-one sessions, everything is recorded so that I will always have proof of what we've covered, what we've done, what I promised them, and all of that stuff. Everything is in writing as well. So my contract is there. All email correspondence, all of that is recorded. So you just have to make sure you protect yourself. And if you don't really know what you need to have in your contract, then I would suggest that you get with an attorney, and you get with someone who specializes in the type of contracts for the type of business that you have, because there are different things that needed to be implemented in your contract based on the services that you are rendering and the products that you are selling. So I would suggest that you get an attorney that specializes in contracts for that particular niche or industry. Any other questions? And also, if you do have questions, for those who are watching the replay, just comment your questions on the video and I will respond in the comments. Okay. All right. Any other questions? We are 34 minutes in. We have done fairly well today. Fairly well. But again, in the meantime and in between time, make sure you stay connected with Dr. Shamika Dean. Make sure if you are in the YouTube live challenge that you are going live every day, because I am looking at your videos and I am providing free feedback. Because for those who don't know, I actually have a mentorship, YouTube mentorship, and I'm teaching you guys this information for free. I missed the segment, but did you place a no refund policy? Yes, I do have a no refund policy. I didn't go over the contract in detail. So those are just, but I do have a no refund policy. And I did have a non-refund policy when I when she signed up. Yeah, so that's always been in place for me from the beginning. And that's because I offer digital content and I coach people one-on-one. And so once I coach you and I give you what I have, I cannot get that back. I love to dance, for those who don't know. I love music as well. So if you see me jigging, just know there's always a song playing in my head. All right. Well, I think we have done fairly well. Give me your feedback real quick. How did you like this content? Let me know. Light it up in the comment section. And then we will go ahead and wrap her up. All right. Well, you guys have been so amazing as always. Give me a thumbs up on this video also. So that, you know, YouTube would know that y'all really like this content and they can keep putting this in suggested contents, in suggested videos. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Woo. Thank you so much. All right. But again, lastly, comment on the actual video once I end this stream. Go comment on the video because that helps with the ranking and as well. Okay. So I love y'all immensely and intensely, and I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.